do my round. And I think that I've decided that I'm not going to give it a limit day-wise. It's definitely not going to be a short round for me. I would like to go until I see the 150s, and I have a feeling that's not going to be for a while. So I would like to make it to 157, because then if I go up 2 pounds for my LDW, then I would still be in the 150s, and if I go down, then I would be 155. So I think 157 is a good number for me to shoot for this round, especially since now I only have like 19 pounds to go until I reach that, and I'm already down 13 pounds, and it's only like day 15, I think. So I'm gonna keep on going, and my goal is to get to 157. So just wanted to let you guys know about that. And also, I just kind of wanted to chime in. I know there's not a whole lot of people who watch me or anything, but Heavy Dobby, I watch her, and she's been talking a lot about, this emotional eating that she's been going through, and just kind of targeting like why this is happening, like why she does that. And so many of us, probably all of us, are guilty of doing emotional eating, and so I just wanted to kind of touch on that. I used to have really, really bad binging habits. That's how I got so heavy in the first place, because my highest recorded weight is 194, and I got there because I binged, because I had a really bad binging problem. And there's several reasons, I think, several reasons that contributed to me starting up the binge eating, and it happened years ago. A lot of it had to do with a boyfriend that I had. I was with him for several years, and after about a year in our relationship, he really started to put pressure on me to lose weight, and I was actually probably in the 150s when he started to put pressure on me to lose weight. And of course, me being as young as I was and very impressionable and wanting to make him happy, I thought that it was okay for him to kind of tell that to me, and even though he had no place saying that, because I was at a very healthy weight, I was very active, I would exercise all the time, and I didn't eat junk food all the time. I've always been a little bit of a bigger person, I guess, and 150s isn't even big. So anyways, that's not a real emotional subject for me to talk about anymore, because that was a long time ago, that was years ago. But I think that that's what really sparked binge eating for me, because I felt like I couldn't eat the foods that I really wanted to in front of him. And so it became a secret when I ate these foods, like if I wanted McDonald's for lunch one day, which is obviously crappy food, but I didn't have a habit of eating McDonald's all the time, or any fast food all the time. And so, and also, like, if he would never take me out to eat, if we went to a fast food place or something like that, or if we stopped by a gas station to get snacks or something, he would really judge what I was about to eat. He'd be like, do you really want to eat that? And it was just so ridiculous. Now that I think back on it, I'm like, why did I stay with him for years, but anyways, he's actually a good guy. Aside from that, he's just very superficial. But yeah, so when I did want to eat those foods, it had to become a secret, and I couldn't let him know that I was eating those. And so I started binging. So I would try to get in, everything that I had been wanting to eat all in one sitting, because I wasn't going to be able to eat it around him. And so I think that is seriously where that sparked for me, where I kind of taught myself to binge eat. And I've since really gotten over that, I think. I mean, that continued up until probably, like, I would still binge up until last year at some point, I think. But I haven't binged in such a long time now. I don't think that I'm immune to it, because I think that once that's a habit for you and that's a problem, I think that it doesn't necessarily always have to be a battle, but I think that you're always susceptible to possibly going back to that. And so I don't count myself as being completely healed from that, or never ever going to have to deal with it ever again. I mean, it's in my life, it's probably going to come up again, but I haven't binged in a long time now. I can't remember the last time I did, because when I was taking a break from dieting and stuff, I allowed myself to eat the foods that I wanted when I wanted them, and yet the cost was some weight gain, but I was going to gain weight if I binged too, and I needed to teach myself some healthier habits. And I don't feel that I was really ever taught very healthy eating habits, because my parents divorced when I was at a really young age, and then when they divorced, they both they didn't forget about parenting, but they both became very absent in my life, and so I had to kind of teach myself, like make food for myself, or eat when I was hungry. Like, I would have to prepare things for myself from the age of like 8 years old. So I never really learned. I couldn't remember the things, when my parents were together, how to eat at regular times and all of that, and I didn't see what was so wrong with it. I mean, I was a kid. So I think that also contributes to part of my eating issues, because I just wasn't taught. I didn't have a great family life. And so anyways, I just kind of wanted to touch on the binging. I know that this video is getting really long, and I'm in my car, so it's probably boring for you guys. And I feel like there was something else that I wanted to... Oh, yes! And one other thing that I wanted to talk about was why I think that... I mean, and this isn't true for everybody, I know this, but I think that one of the reasons why people who do HCG, who also have a food addiction, are still successful. Like for me, for example, I believe that I have a food addiction, definitely. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten to where I was. And I think that I have been able to be successful so far on this journey, and I feel really strong in this journey. I don't think I'm gonna... I mean, I know that there are going to be difficult days, and it's not always easy, it's not, but I think that I am going to be successful. I have confidence that this works for me, and that I'm going to be just fine, and I'm going to do it right. So, with that said, I think that I've been successful with HCG so far, because it kind of, you eat such a low-calorie diet. It's not like you're eating all the time, and there are only certain foods that you can eat, and so it's really limited. Like, what you can and cannot have is very specific, and I try not to sway far from protocol, just because I don't really trust myself once I start to sway. Like, if I don't know, there's lots of things that I think would become tempting for me if I started to add in other things, so I just stay away from stuff. And I don't make my meals to be like super duper delicious on this, because if I make something that tastes really, really good, then I'm gonna want more of it. And I'm completely happy with eating a tasty meal that isn't overly delicious, and I feel like that helps me to keep control over, the amount that I'm eating. So I just think that HCG, when a food addict is, on this protocol, it just kind of simplifies things for them, and they aren't tempted as much, because all of those binging type foods are out of the question. You can't have donuts, you can't have fast food, you can't have pizza, like, all of those foods are just not an option, and therefore, the temptation goes away once you've kind of detoxed from carbs and stuff. So that's just a theory. I mean, all of us come up with our own little theories, right? And I think that all of us are almost always onto something with our little theories. So I just think that this is good for food addicts because it kind of gives you a detox, and it's like a rehab, you know, like this is like a fresh start for your body and resetting your hypothalamus, and it's just, I don't know, I think that this protocol is really wonderful, and it's perfect for a food addict if they can get themselves in the right mindset to be like, okay, I'm ready to do this, and I'm not going to let anything stand in my way, you know, then this is wonderful. So I will stop talking now. I am at like 12 minutes. So thank you guys for listening to me and for supporting me. I am so thankful for people's support. And I love you guys. Okay, bye.